Hey, what's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and we've got a spicy topic that we want to kind of dive into and discuss with you guys for a special coffee chat in terms of Bethesda, Microsoft, Sony, and that whole mess. Now, when I say mess, I mean that there's a mindset of gamers out there that think that just because Microsoft purchased Bethesda doesn't mean that they don't want those games on Sony's PlayStation. The game has changed, but not everybody is on the same page. But let's go ahead and set some context. That way we can all get in, be on the same page. We can discuss it, and you can always let me know what you think in the comments below. But this is coming from the CFO, Tim Stewart. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time with his name. Basically at the Microsoft investor call, and we've got some quotes from him talking about the Bethesda deal and the concept of exclusivity in terms of Microsoft eyes and more. So we want to highlight these quotes, but you guys can check out the link in the description if you guys want to go give the investor call a listen for yourself. Anyway, so it says, when we think about Bethesda, it's going to continue to allow, and I'll say allow, but continue to sell their games on the platforms that they exist today. Now, you could infer that maybe he's saying that maybe not PS5, but anyway, we'll determine what that looks like over time, and that will change over time. I'm not making any announcements about exclusivity or something like that, but the model will change. We're going to dive into a lot about that first quote here in just a second. Now, what we're going to do in the long run is that we don't have intentions of pulling all of the Bethesda content out of Sony or Nintendo or otherwise, but that we want this content in the long run to either be first or to be better or to pick the best or differentiated experiences on those platforms. And we want Bethesda's content to show up as best as it can, obviously, on their platforms. Yes, that's not a point about it being exclusive, but a point about what we're doing or being, adjusting timing or of the content of our roadmap. But if you think that about something like Game Pass, if it shows up best in Game Pass, that's what we want to see. And we want to drive our Game Pass subscriber base through the Bethesda pipeline. So again, I'm not announcing pulling our content from platforms or any other way about it. I do suspect that they're going to continue to shift towards that first and better or best approach on our platforms. And so this is where we're going to get into it, because I stand against, and I definitely stand on the outskirts of, I guess, popular gamer thought. Welcome to the channel. This is Ginger Prime. Also, if you haven't seen Ginger Gaming Radio, we do kind of a show similar to this over there as well. A link will be in the description if you want to subscribe in that case. But why I'm definitely at the odds is that when I saw this deal, it goes against, or at least trying to make it exclusive, it goes against what Phil Spencer and Microsoft have been touting this entire time. And it's that Game Pass is actually the platform, not the Xbox. People continue, and especially now, even now, continue to say, why should I buy a PlayStation 5 or why should I buy an Xbox Series X? And the answer is you shouldn't. You shouldn't need to purchase that. You should be able to play those games wherever and however you want. That's the best future possible when it comes down to gaming. Obviously, our tribes, and I just covered this over on Ginger Gaming Radio, obviously tribalism is a thing that plays into account. Obviously, tribalism is a thing that plays out more heavily online than in person. If you find somebody who maybe is a PlayStation fan or an Xbox fan in the real world, it's not like you're going to just like not be friends with them just because they have a preferred platform of another choice. But at the core, I have seen time and time again since the Bethesda deal, a lot of Xbox players, a lot of Xbox gamers kind of using this as some way to dunk on Sony. And Microsoft, in their defense, it's a pretty good headline. It's a pretty good story to tell. We're going to be the home for Western RPGs. But that's not all, and that's not the final piece of the puzzle. What a lot of these other YouTubers are completely missing is the messaging and also the hunger that Microsoft is just putting on display, with more rumors about them trying to acquire Japanese studios, other studios, and more. Phil Spencer even being quoted saying that he wants to they're in an acquisition phase so that they can have enough content pipeline for that, which is Game Pass. Now, maybe Game Pass isn't viable and profitable today, but it's not about how it is today. It's about where they want to take it. And when we talk about the concept of the Netflix of games, that's the vision and the model that they see, and they definitely don't want to be caught off guard. So then I submit to you, like, let's just say PlayStation 5 sells a monicum 50, 60, 70 million units. They've done it before. I'm sure they're going to do it again. Why would you not want to be a part of that ecosystem? I still submit to this day, for record and for the future, that you're going to see them be able to use deals like Bethesda and other platforms and other publishers and things like that as more leverage to make sure that they can put like Game Pass on Sony's PlayStation. Now, if Tim's quotes here based off the CFO or anything to be read into kind of that first idea, continuing to allow, yes, they own it. But is the platform the Xbox? Is the platform the PC? Or is the platform all-encompassing, all-inclusive, all-accessible? And that is where Game Pass comes into play. Now, what you're seeing happen here, especially with gamers who look at the Bethesda deal as an ultimate dunk on Sony, yeah, it should give players who really enjoyed those games pause to maybe consider it. And that's why I think it was a perfectly well-timed announcement, especially as before pre-orders go up, that gamers can consider what kind of platform they want to invest in. But the old model is something that I think is considered the old model for a reason as we start to move into a new concept for games and game development. And that is the model of kind of like this buffet where games both large and small can, thrive and survive, where developers can end up being a part of something and in a way almost have a set guaranteed set of sales for them. So the second piece of this I think is also critical, and one of the things that I've been saying for a long time. I don't think the rule exclusives or pure exclusives are going to go away. They're just going to shift to what's called a timed exclusive. We've seen that happen over the 360 PS3 era, even the Xbox One PS4 era. More things going into this timed exclusive, even Microsoft taking their own games and putting them right on PC right away. Overall, outside, let's say we just say mobile gamers aren't gamers, which I actually disagree with. I'm not a mobile gamer myself, but I definitely don't want to say you're not a gamer because you play on a phone. But let's just throw them out of the equation for now, because why not? But beyond them, though, you still have a massive PC master race ecosystem of hungry gamers that have evolved from console right into the PC ecosystem. And when we look at what Sony's doing and how they're looking at the system, they're playing catch up, hands down. Not going to lie. Like when you look at Sony now starting to bring their games to PC, they and their investor calls talking about like, this is how we're seeing it. You're not seeing a huge investment, especially with Sony PS4 not selling dramatically well in Japan. Like I think the number was 10 million units, which shocked me at my core. I was like that, and there's no way they've only sold 10 million units in Japan, but that's it's to every number that I've been able to see confirmed. So it might be a little higher, might be a little bit off, but if you have a better number, let me know. I just thought that was surprising. Nintendo just obviously dominating and crushing Japan. Japan's TV sales going down, so more and more things are shifting into that mobile and that service-based industry. So Japan's going to be a whole different thing. However, Microsoft is on a goal to acquire. And with that goal to acquire, I think when you look at the overall industry, having that concept of first or better experience on the Xbox ecosystem makes sense. I think essentially, even with PlayStation, you're going to start to see kind of that first and better mindset. Only it might just take a little bit more time for them to kind of develop that. Those are just my thoughts, but definitely at the end of the day, I mark my words. I think you're going to see Bethesda games on Sony's platforms going forward, and I would bet money that we're going to see Game Pass on Sony. Who knows? Maybe not soon, but within the next 5-10 years. I think it's definitely going to happen. Anyway, those are my thoughts, guys. I'd love to know yours, whether I'm right, wrong, crazy, or more. Somebody told me the other day they wish I was a little less humble about it and really started dunking on all the different things that I say. Like, this is going to be what happens and when I'm right, but I just don't feel comfortable with it. So I'm going to make a joke at the end of a video about, I'm usually right about these things, and we'll leave it at that. Let me know if you think I'm an idiot. Let me know if you think I'm onto something. But again, also thanks to Nick for sharing this in our Discord, so that way I was up to on the context of it. I've been saying that it's going to happen, that we're going to see those games on there. I support Microsoft and whatever studios they want to buy and bring into Game Pass, as long as they don't start cutting out gamers from that content. I think that's going to be the real key to victory and the real key to success. And obviously, as a Game Pass player, more subscribers as a part of Game Pass, making that platform as strong as it can be. It means I win in that regards. But anyway, like I said, let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. I hope to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.